Hello world, and welcome back to Minecraft Memoir. This is episode 56. In the last episode, we worked on the railway over by the corner junction off that way, heading towards the corner tower. We finished about two-thirds of it. I want to say more than a half. And it looks pretty good. I didn't do any building over there in between episodes. However, I did make quite a lot of progress on the world and just in the idea of the memoir in between episodes. Also, in between episodes, it's only been 4 days. The last episode is doing really well, so thank you. I'm enjoying that. I like watching the number go up, so it's pretty cool. Especially seeing like all the new traffic coming in from the new subs we have. I am gearing up for the 1000 sub special. It's on my mind, and I've taken in a lot of input from other people. So I'm working on it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna have to be next episode. Thankfully, I started this one early enough. I still have about 40 more subs to go, or maybe 30. I don't know. It's not much these days. I'm getting really scared. But you saw in the chest room here, I've actually been working on something different. Redstone logic. What? I am notoriously bad at redstone for being a player, like a 10 plus year player of this game. So I really, really just don't touch it. I just doesn't make sense to me, which is surprising because IRL, I'm a math guy, but I'm more like complex numbers, not really logic systems like this. So I've been struggling to understand it all, but this is a basic repeater. So like, you know, a redstone repeater, right? The thing that extends your redstone signal. Oops. That apparently was initially built like this before the redstone repeater item got added in. In actuality, I'm pretty sure this was built slightly larger. But the reason why the crafting recipe is what it is because it looks like this. It's two torches, a piece of redstone, and then 3 blocks, I think is what it used to look like. But then this is like a compressed version of it. So when you put a signal in this way, it turns that torch off, turning that one on, and continuing the signal on. So I think that's really cool. I also learned how to do a three-way switch. So like not a three-way switch. Actually, I learned that that's not the correct terminology. In case you're wondering, a three-way switch is like uh, having a light controlled by a light switch downstairs and upstairs. But there's only two switches there, so I don't really understand why that's named the way it is. The three-way switch that I made is like three uh, pistons, or not pistons, pressure plates. There we go. Control a single thing at the end. I don't really want to spoil it. So I had to learn how to do AND gates, which are pretty cool. And that's, I can show. Uh, I've been using oak to build on. I know that that's dirt behind me, but that was before. I've been using oak to build on. I usually use stone bricks, but obviously they're not in this version yet. So I didn't want to use stone slabs because those are for like decor and other stuff. And they would be really, really obvious if you saw them. Although I suppose oak isn't all that better. Anyway, an AND gate takes in two connections and turns it into one. I really need a better flat area here. We'll go down here. So do this and put two torches here and a piece of redstone. And then this torch. So two different signals can go in here. Just like a little Minecraft lesson for you. I don't know why I'm doing this. I think it's pretty cool. I'm just learning it now, even though I'm sure people watching probably know a lot more than me on this subject. It's surprising how little redstone I've touched, especially like the older stuff, although that's not as surprising. So anyway, you put a signal in here and here, and it turns off these both and allows you to continue the signal. But if one isn't on, then this doesn't go. So that's very useful. And then you can do like one more in front here, and then a signal. You know, I could, oh man, I'm messing up. If I did a signal like here, and then did another one of these a bit further, it would allow you to make something controlled by 3 switches. Because like, if neither of those are working, then that one's not going to go. So anyway, I think this is pretty cool. This isn't what we're going to work on today. We are going to go a bit further down and continue on with the viaduct section of the like corner tower. You probably noticed this part, but we also updated our game to beta 1.0 underscore 01. I am so happy for a number of reasons. So I guess I'll start off with saying this version didn't actually add a whole lot. It was added soon after beta 1.0. The changes include it fixed a glitch with double chests where you can't use the bottom 2 rows of your inventory. If you've seen my other videos, you've probably seen me gripe about that a whole lot. It's actually funny. I tried it out and it works. Ta-da! I can, move things around. Very exciting. It's funny though, I'm really hesitant to use these 2 rows now. If you think about it, I've been playing in this world, even while I wasn't uploading, for like 10 months. And the whole time I had to deal with not being able to use these rows. So now I'm just used to it. I have to train myself back into, proper inventory management. I also wanted to report that I fell down a bit of a rabbit hole trying to figure out the exact time that beta 1.0 and beta 1.001 were released. I initially went to the Word of Notch. That's Notch's Tumblr. There's an archive of it, and he did post the exact time that this version, 01, was released. He said 7:40 p.m. local time, which converted for Eastern time, which is where I live, that's 1:40 p.m. So unfortunately, I couldn't figure out 1.0's time from the Word of Notch. So instead, I tried Reddit, but nobody posted on Reddit soon enough. And then I tried Twitter, which was a gold mine. Oh my gosh, people posted like crazy. I didn't realize, but when beta 1.0 came out, that was weird. When beta 1.0 came out, it got like 800,000 sales because the price was increasing slightly. So everybody was, trying to buy it before it did. Very interesting. So it drummed up a lot of traffic, to be said. But it looks like the earliest tweet I could find relating to beta 1.0 actually being out was at 12:38 local time, which means I was playing in a version of the game that existed for an hour and 2 minutes. I played in that version for almost a year. And boy, I can understand why it was taken off so quickly. It was not good. Very laggy. I don't think he actually changed anything other than... Can you... Sir. Like I was saying, I don't think he really changed anything other than the inventory glitch. And, man, for real? Right. So just ignore that my inventory is totally different, as is my health bar. I definitely didn't die to a 3rd skeleton and then log off for a week. No, definitely not. What I was gonna say though is that I don't think Notch actually changed anything other than the like 2 inventory rows double chest glitch and the lighting in the distance glitch. Despite that though, this version just feels a lot more stable, which I'm very happy for. Hopefully it shows in the video. Man, I think I actually just got some frame lag as I said that. Anyway, despite that, we're not going to be hanging around in this version very long either. I was thinking we would do like 20 episodes to kind of make up for the fact that we didn't do a whole lot in Beta 1.0. But all things considered, Beta 1.0, even though it was very monumental in history, it didn't change a whole lot. It was really just, a handful of things. So I think we'll probably do 10 or maybe 15 in this version before we update to the next one. I'm really excited for the later early beta updates. Like beta 1.2, I'm really stoked for. I've got big plans for when we get colored wool. So now we are over here and we're going to start working on the viaduct. You can see that I have laid out some feet here. I believe there are 6 of these. You can see though, I've got the number 8 written here. Shush. I've got the number 8 written here. Further down, there's the number 1. I had to get this all spaced out correctly. These 6 feet span the width of what would normally be 8. But as you get closer to the middle, they get further apart. So I think this is normal spacing. So this is the 7th one. But then you can see that torch there is where it would normally be for the 6th. But instead, it's like 11 blocks in. And then finally, right here in the middle, this is a huge span. So the bridge will actually go up a little bit. I've pre-built this in the test world, and I think it's going to look really good. I'm really excited. It's going to require a lot of terraforming though. So I'm going to have to decide if I want to do the terraforming first, or if I want to build up these feet a bit more. Maybe I could extend the foundation down. Although, I don't know, maybe I should terraform first to get some ground to extend that foundation to. I'll figure it out. Jeez, okay. So, unfortunately, the last clip was recorded almost 10 days ago. I am very behind on this episode, and I'm just getting further and further behind. I don't think it's going to be the case of taking a huge months long break, but this episode's definitely going to take longer than the 2-week window, which is unfortunate. Some crazy things have happened. Some bad and some good. I guess I'll say the good first. We just passed 1,000 subs on our channel. Oh my gosh. I'm obviously the next episode is going to be the 1,000 sub special. Really unfortunate. I probably should have made this one that, but I didn't want to be overzealous and think I was going to get that many subs in such a short amount of time. So, wow. I'll definitely say more thank yous in the next episode, but just for now, thank you. Oh my gosh. Some of the bad though, I work at a job where I'm using sharp knives and I'm cutting out things, like stencils and things like that. Unfortunately, I gored my finger earlier this week at my job, so that's partially why I haven't really done anything. I haven't been able to use my index finger, which is what I use to move around. So I'm actually using my middle finger right now, and it's not terribly convenient, but as long as I don't really move my hand, I guess it works out fine. So I have done some building here though. Instead of doing the foundation or the building up of landscape, I just did both. I figured it would work better that way. I can kind of work on the foundation, then the landscape, and then meet them somewhere in the middle. Actually, with this one, I think I just built it, yeah, all the way down. But for the... actually, no, I think I did both of them all the way down. So I guess I did the foundations, and then now I'm doing the terraforming. So I think over there it looks better. The grass is still yet to grow. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to work on this foot. You can see where I've extended the beach out to. It's a little dark, but hopefully you can see it. And then the next foot over there, I haven't started, but I think what I'm going to do is just extend this beachfront forward. That's going to be a lot of building into the water because it gets quite deep there. But I think I'll be fine, you know. I've got a ton of sand. I had to re-record this because I forgot to turn my sound on in the last clip. But bit of a progress update. I've done a ton of terraforming, and I'm gonna have to do even more. So I figured I'd show you about halfway here. I'm working on this foot now, but I'll show you this one first because that's what I did first. You can see I covered most of what I built with dirt. I wanted to shore up this one since it's so close to the shore. I wanted to make sure that, like, wow, that's a lot of shores. I wanted to make sure that it doesn't look like it's going to erode away. So I really built it up here. However, over on this side, it's a little lower, you know, showing that it's closer to the coast. So I think that looks good now. You can see I didn't do anything inside. So there's actually just like some of the beach there. I was gonna extend the cobblestone down and then I just forgot. So I don't know, I might just leave that. It's kind of funny. And then this little gap here is for the smooth stone slabs, for like the arches in between. And then I didn't actually change anything over here. The grass grew though, so that's good. And I've been working on this one. What a pain it is building underwater. I'm gonna try to see if I can use like a texture pack, but for some reason I recall that the like darkening effect where you know, you can't see anything once you get further down underwater. I think that's hard baked into the game in a different way, so I don't think I can change that with a texture pack. I might be able to remove the, you know, particle effect. You can see it a bit better when you're like right up here, the white. So, I don't know. It's not a huge deal, but it just makes it a little harder to build. And since I have to build from like the bottom up, you know, obviously I have to go down every time, use my whole breath, and then come back up. So, just a lot of back and forth. I'm trying to get grass to grow over here because I don't want this to just be sand. Now, I was thinking I would have it as that initially, but I actually think I'm going to convert some of these coastlines to dirt rather than desert. I think it's a little out of place. Desert is okay, but like, I don't know, I just want a little more soil over here. So this won't extend over there. This is going to be its own little island, but still, I want more grass. So I'm doing that, and then this is the top layer. And then if you can see, again, it's really hard, but I've started building it up here. So I'm going to continue on there. I'm realizing now that I might not actually get as much like stone building done as I thought slash hoped for this episode. I'm having to do a lot more terraforming. So we might actually move on to something else rather than doing this, because I don't want to bore you too much with like the nitty gritty of this. And I just don't think I'm going to be able to make enough progress doing the terraforming and bridge building. We'll see though, we'll see. Oh man, I forgot to hit record. I'm out here in the desert by the Phi ruins. I'm collecting sand for terraforming and such. And I found this cave, and I was like, ooh, interesting. And at the end, I noticed a dungeon, and I went towards it, and it is a skeleton spawner. So I cleared it out. I forgot to hit record though, and I'm kind of miffed because I really need to be recording anytime I find a dungeon now. I'm looking out for golden apples. I haven't found one yet. This is the loot I got, plus like a piece of bread. Uh, I know that the odds for golden apples are really low. I can't actually figure out what those odds are in this current version. I was able to, through the Wayback Machine, find a version of the Minecraft wiki from June of 2011 that said the odds are 1 in 125 or 0.8%. However, that is during beta 1.6, I believe. So that's not exactly beta 1.0. I think they've added other things like in between beta 1.0 and beta 1.6 to the loophole here. So that being said, we didn't find one, so I guess it didn't really matter, but we are getting up there in rolls here. If it is actually 1 in 125, I think I've found maybe 30 of these spawners. You figure, 1.5 chests per spawner, so that's 45 chests. I don't know. I feel like that's enough rolls where I need to be cognizant of it. We will find one eventually. So anyway, I've got a full inventory of sand, mostly. So I'm going to get my torches and then head back and continue terraforming by the new part of the viaduct. Man, I just went through 2 full inventories of sand, and I haven't even finished. This is all I have left. I'm gonna have to go back for at least 2, maybe 3 more. I wanted to show though, I have finished the terraforming for this foot. So we have 3 left. And I think this came out really well. You can see all we have left really is just waiting for the grass to spread. I said that I wanted it to extend closer to this bit of land here. So you can see it almost touches. It extends, like 3 or 4 blocks at some points. And on the other side, in contrast, I didn't want it to extend too far into the ocean, so it only goes like 1, maybe 2 blocks. And it really drops off here. The whole thing is like dirt and then sand. That way I didn't have to like actually fill this thing with sand. It's just like 2 layers. But then as you get further out towards these really sharp slopes, it is actually just sand built all the way up. So I think like once it was 2 blocks underwater, I just started building with straight sand. So I think that turned out pretty well. There's still a way to get through here, which I like. I may actually get rid of this little island, or at least carve it down so it's under the water. Because it doesn't... I saw that. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose. I could put something on it, though. I suppose I could give it a purpose, but I don't know. It's basically the same size as that one there. So I think we could just exchange them out, I made that one. I can remove this one. So that one should be pretty easy. Actually, it should be easier than this because I only have to build down, it looks like 3 or 4 blocks underwater. As opposed to over here, it was, like 10. I was at 1 heart at the beginning of this. My biggest issue was just like, going down, placing all of 10 blocks, and then having to swim up so I didn't die. Because, like, I don't carry food on me, so if I lose hearts, they're usually permanent. I'll usually just, like, whittle myself down until I die. Or if I see pigs, I'll, go and kill a couple. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess I'm going to get started on the other foot. I think we'll finish that foot there and then move on if the other one looks too hard, because we've spent a lot of time here. Okay, I changed my mind. We're actually just going to do all of the terraforming for the feet right now. I looked them over, and there's really not a whole lot of building we're going to have to do. So you can see I finished this one. The island is basically the same as that one there. I think it's a little smaller, and it actually connects up to the main landmass over there. So it's not really an island, it's a peninsula. I did a little terraforming here just to make it look nicer. It was like kind of skinny right there, so I widened it out. I haven't finished removing that island there. I'm full up on sand right now, but mostly. So I chip away at it when I need a little more. And we're gonna start working on that foot over there. We're just waiting on the grass to grow here. I was actually really worried. When I realized I had to grow some grass, I was looking and I was like, are those the two closest bits of grass? But thankfully we had like, 10 blocks there, which was good. I suppose that biome over there is a bit closer than those two, but you know what I mean. So yeah, we've extended the foundation all the way down to the water. You can see I haven't actually placed it in the water. Since you'll definitely not see it beyond this point, it's kind of a waste of stone. So I use cobblestone instead. And then I cover the whole thing with dirt and sand. So I'm going to get on that. I'll probably actually extend this quite a bit. I think I'll like extend this over. So this and this might end up becoming part of the same landmass. I'm not sure though. I do actually kind of like the little channel in between, so maybe I'll cut the corner. Man, I'm sorry. I really changed my mind. There's actually a lot more building I want to do over here before we're going to be finished with this area. I wanted to show though, we have mostly finished the terraforming for this foot. Actually, I think we're finished. You can see it is smaller than all the others. I like how we've just been like progressively getting smaller. I didn't really want a whole lot for this one though, and I think this is good. It's quite steep. I kept it so that this channel is quite wide going into that like square lake there. So I like that. Of course, it's like nearing the end of the day here. So the grass has spread maybe a third, so that's good. And then I smoothed it out, like, over here on that coastline and right here. If you remember, this is actually the border between correct and incorrect chunks. There's a strip of like incorrect seed chunks, so we're standing in that now. So I've been like progressively smoothing out the border here. I got up to right there. I actually built this like extended beach into this lake here. And then I realized that kind of got away from what I liked about how it was like so empty except for this like island here. So I might need to remove that, but I also have to finish that coastline. Also keeping up with the like alpha, early beta coastlines where it's like 2 blocks of sand and then above that is dirt or grass. I am planning on removing like this whole bit of land. You can see I actually started and then I realized I should probably pause and record. Where is that pig? Is it this one? So noisy. Mobs in general are so noisy. Oh my gosh. I keep having to like re-record because a cow will come by and just keep screaming for a while. So anyway, I was removing this bit of land, all of the sand, and that all rhymed. Yeah, I was going to replace it with dirt so it could turn into grass. I've also removed all of the surrounding cacti except for that one, so I'll have to get rid of that too. Because again, I didn't really want it to be desert, I want it more coastline. So I'll also probably replace this bit of land with dirt, like this side. So that's going to take me a while. I need to do that, and I think I'll do that in between now and the next clip. But we actually have a lot to discuss after this, so I really need to get started. This foot too, I also extended the foundation down. I'll have to blend this out too, because this is like one of the weird chunks. Yeah, it's very weird. I don't actually know. Maybe we're not in the strip, or maybe the strip is like right here. It was very narrow. I don't know. Regardless, I'll figure this out. And we are done. This took about 4 hours, so I'll show you the island over there. But I wanted to show the terraforming over here first, because I did improve this bit of beach. I left this cacti. I don't know, I kind of liked it. I like that it's kind of like a faux, sugarcane. It's like trying to blend in. So I'm gonna leave it. I blended this out. This wasn't a whole lot of work. It was like a stack of dirt. But then coming over here, this was the majority of our time. We placed torches, got rid of all the sand, and then did a single layer of dirt over top. So I think it looks good. Most of that time was really just collecting sand. We got like 2.5 double chests, which is great. I actually brought some back because we just had way too much over here. I also brought some dirt back here, and I actually brought way too much back. There's like 10 or 15 stacks extra, which is, typical for me. But whatever, we'll probably use it. I might use it on this island. Comparing this body of land to that one over there, like I said, I did, a single layer of dirt on this. But on that one, I actually built it up some. So it's a bit taller, and I would like these 3 pieces of land to be about the same height. So that might mean raising this up like 2 or 3 blocks. But yeah, I think it's cool. It has like its own cave, which adds some character that I wouldn't have built in. So I like that. And then showing you the coastline over here. Again, I really didn't do a whole lot. I didn't want to go into this body of water, but I just kind of smoothed it out. I added some sugarcane. So overall, I think this looks good. Is there anything else of note here before we move on? I don't think so. I guess I can show you the items that we got. I might improve the coast here. Like I said, every block 2 up from the water is usually sand, but I've noticed that's not always the case. So I might just leave these. They are natural anyway, but it does look a bit weird having one of them, or 3, depending on how you want to look at it, having this feature and not the others. So I might make them match. But yeah, this looks really good. Oh, and this is all of our sand. So, like I said, a ton of resources. I'm going to have to cart over some of the cobblestone in the chests on the other side of the water. That's for building these arches. I think I'm going to start from the corner tower here. That just might help with the spacing and such. So, yeah. Let's head back to our base, though, because again, I want to talk about some stuff. Alright, this might sound kind of crazy, so hear me out. This redstone repeater here has a lot of emotional significance to me. Since it's the first bit of logic we really built in this world, and it's the first redstone repeater I've ever actually had to build, I would like to keep it. However, since it's in our chest room, it's kind of in the way. So, as such, and hear me out, what I'm thinking of doing is rebuilding it block by block in a different room. I don't know which room that would be, I'll have to figure that out. But by block, I mean I will pick up this piece of redstone, go place it down, come back, pick this piece up, place it down, rinse and repeat. So I know that sounds insane. Like, if I picked it all up, obviously it'd be all part of the same circuit. But what I want is, for that piece of redstone right there to be the same operative piece in the rebuilt circuit. So, kind of wild. I feel like some people might understand, and this is for those of you. Oh, don't worry, it's the same operative piece. Obviously, I'm not going to do that right now. That'll take a while, but I wanted to tell you, I don't know, see how you feel about it. Like, is it crazy? Well, obviously it's crazy, but like, would you do the same? I feel like some would. So also, since we're back at our base, and speaking of asking questions, I can finally tell you what we're going to do in the next episode. So like I said, we hit 1,000 subs, which I'm really excited for. and we will be celebrating in the next episode. It'll be a bit longer than your average episode, more like 45 minutes instead of 30. And I'm very excited. I've got some stuff to show you. I've got an interactive build planned, which is pretty exciting. And I'm also thinking of doing a Q&A. Somebody suggested it on my Discord. I apologize, I can't actually remember who that was right now. But it was an excellent idea because we haven't done any in the past. So this video, or this part of the video, is to kind of announce to, submit your questions. Feel free to send them in the comments or on my Discord. I'll be collecting them all and then, sorting through, picking which ones I want to actually answer. If I can, I will answer all of them, but I feel like I might get too many, depending on how long it takes to answer each one. I might have to cut some out. So also, if you ask a question, I don't know. I feel weird asking people to subscribe, but also, if you ask a question, please subscribe. It is kind of a sub special, so it would feel weird if, non-subs got picked over subs. I don't know. I'm not going to really be able to check, but I guess based on good faith, please do it. And yeah, so I'm really excited for that. Hopefully we'll get a bit more done in the next episode, because we just did a little bit of terraforming here. But, I thought it was good progress, and hopefully you did too. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.